So today we're gonna up plant some sage. Get it out of here. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, this is Jamerica 5288. Aren't you excited? Meatless Monday is here again. Here again. So today we're gonna make chickpeas, curry chickpeas, with roti, which is a Trinidadian flatbread. It's basically a dumpling mix, except you roll it out and then you fold it over. I'll show you. It's gonna be chickpeas, that is curry chickpeas with roti. Let's get to it. How are you guys doing tonight? I have not eaten since this morning, so excuse me if I have a little lack of energy. I'm gonna try to spruce it up for you. So the first thing we're gonna start off with is the list of ingredients. So for your seasoning, you need some curry powder, salt, and pepper. The rest of the seasoning is fresh, of course, because you know this is a Jamaican dish. Well, a West Indian dish. I'm not gonna take credit for that. We're not gonna take credit for that. So this is some fresh thyme. Scallion, also known as green pepper. I don't use the whole green pepper. Some people do. If you want to, go ahead and do it. I have a yellow onion, garlic, pepper, bell pepper. I got an extra bell pepper here. I need to take some out because it's frozen. Ginger, and instead of a Scotch bonnet, I have a habanero. That's all I could get at the time. My Scotch bonnet plant has not started producing yet. If you hear any chirping in the back, my chicks have hatched. I have, 4 or 5 of them already. And then we're gonna put a little bit of tomato in there, and I got these from the garden also. So, let's get this thing started. Oh, what did I forget? Chickpeas. So if you don't soak your chickpeas and cook them beforehand, go ahead and get some canned chickpeas. But I just soaked a pound of chickpeas. And I put them in I soaked them overnight. I boiled them in salt water for an hour and drained them off, and here they are. So the first thing we need to do is we need to cut up our vegetables, or cut up our aromatics, as my chefs would have said. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get a piece of garlic off. What knife am I going to use today? This one. And I'm going to take about an inch of this ginger, my spoon, and clean it off. Scrape it off. See that? I'm running the spoon along the ginger to get the skin off. If you don't know how to do this, or if you don't see how I'm doing this, just use a knife and get the skin off. We don't want any of that. And once we get the skin off, I'm gonna wash it off also. Okay, I need a trash bucket, so I'm gonna use this one. Use this as a trash bucket. Still gonna need another dish though, in order to gather all of these ingredients together. So, wash this off. I may not need this. All right, and I'm gonna chop this up. And what we wanna do is mince it. Fine. I don't know when. Well, we used to cook ginger tea in my house all the time. My mom liked drinking it morning, noon, and night, and there was always a pot of ginger tea on the stove. Always something sitting there with some ginger in it. And I guess that's when I learned. Initially, I would cut it really, really big, and then my mom was like, the finer you chop it, the less you have to use. So I started practicing on how to get things really small when I was a little girl, so that I only use a little piece to make her tea, so that she'd have enough for the week. I drank ginger tea also, but I didn't start liking it until I was an adult, and then I started carbonating it and making it taste like ginger beer. Well, it was ginger beer because I put yeast in it. If you don't drink that in time, it ferments and it turns into actual beer. It doesn't taste like ginger anymore. So, but for the first day or the second day, it tastes like ginger beer from like Reed's ginger beer. You all know who I'm talking about. The expensive one. Yeah, but you have to drink it real quick because the fermentation process keeps on going, even if you put it in the refrigerator. So there's my ginger chopped up. Next thing is some garlic. Don't do what I do, not eat. You run out of energy, and then, you know, I'm to the point where I'm not hungry anymore. Just don't have any energy. So I'm gonna use 4 cloves of garlic. You take the knife and you smash it, right? The shell comes off. Hope there's not a haze on me. Another thing, smash it. I'm gonna bring you guys closer after I peel this one. So you can see. So you take the knife and you smash it, take your shells off. Last one, we don't wanna mix that up. That's our ginger right there. Smash it. We're gonna do the same thing we did with the garlic. We'll do the same thing to the garlic that we did with the ginger. So I'm gonna cut it up. Listen to them talking to me. There's 4 of them or 5 of them in there. Wait a minute, is it 5? Yeah, it's 5 now. There's another one that came out. Wow, the circle of life. I know I'm silly. Cruella's not feeling well, so she thinks she's egg bound. And I was like, of all of the luck, she's just sitting there in the nest and worried about her. I hope she'll be all right by tomorrow. I did the Epsom salt trick where you sit them in Epsom salt for 20 minutes. Well, I don't think we sat there for 20 minutes, but we definitely sat there for 10. I sat there until my legs went numb, holding her down, holding her body down in the Epsom salt water, like a good mother hen that I am. She's got to be real sick because she doesn't normally let me touch her. You can always tell when they're sick. It's like they're begging you for help. I don't know what to do. So, just pray for her, right? If God wants her to stay alive, she will. And here we go. All right, garlic is minced. Gonna take that and put that on another side of the board. Here we go. My Martha Stewart board is upside down. Her name is right there. It's all right though, I don't care. So the next thing we need to chop up is our habanero. I know, it's not a Scotch bonnet, but it's what I had. It's what I could get. I don't know the difference. It's been so long since I've had Scotch bonnet, I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't know it to miss it. You never miss you can't miss what you never had, or well, I haven't had it in years. I believe my grandmother and my mom, they use it when I'm at home, but my grandma's gone, but I don't remember them using a yellow Scotch bonnet. I remember it being orange or green. So maybe they were using habaneros also. I don't know, I have to ask my mom. She'll probably say, it don't matter, it doesn't matter. Use what you have. These people and them, they, she start fussing. They're so peculiar, so particular. So exact. That's the word you use, exact. Just use what you have. And this is what I have. It was in the freezer. Yeah, it was in the freezer. I grew this. I grew these habaneros. So I have bags of them. I have at least 3 bags of them. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I don't buy them anymore. The ones that I grew taste way better than the ones that are in the store. Even after I freeze them, they don't taste the same. They have a different taste. It's weird. It's like it's supposed to be the same. What are they selling us? So there we go. That's our habanero right there. Then I'm gonna take this bell pepper that the bugs were eating. I'm gonna get off what I can. So chop off the bad part. Chop off the bad part and use the good part. Can you tell I come from a family that, you know, we didn't waste not, want not. If that's what the saying is. That's what my mom used to say. No, what did she say? Havey don't want, and wanty don't have. I learned to be appreciative of whatever I have. No matter what, I thank God for what I have. I make do with what I can get. Okay, I'm gonna chop this thing up. We're not gonna mince it, but we're gonna chop it up. We got some extra ones over here in the bag. And it doesn't have to be minced for the bell pepper. I have some over here that I need to get back in the freezer. Just need enough. Why did I put a habanero in here? I just need enough for the dish. Bell pepper has a distinct flavor that it's gonna give the recipe, so it's something that you wanna put in here. So these are already chopped. Put the rest of them back in the freezer before they get freeze burned. Okay, so I have my thyme over here. Let me go ahead and wash that off. And then I have my scallion, also known as green onion. Wash that off. Chop that up. Meatless Mondays do not have to be boring. They don't have to be tasteless. You don't have to, like, say, oh my God, it's Meatless Mondays. Oh my God. You know, some people get the, when you have that attitude, you don't want to do it. But if you make it exciting with something that actually is tasty, then you're excited about it. So I'm excited about Meatless Mondays because this is good. Curry chickpeas are good. So the next thing I'm gonna get is some tomatoes, and I have these little fine tomatoes here, but I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna get enough to make up 1 tomato. One more. So wash these off. All right, also from my garden. So I'm just gonna chop those up into 4s because they're little. I'm trying to keep everything in its place because they go in at different times. So this one, I'm just gonna chop it up, right? So there's no big tomato because these have to break down. You don't wanna see these. Curry, you don't wanna see anything. Everything is supposed to be orange in the end. No skin, no nothing. I gotta get a bowl for the onion. Or I could use this bowl to get some of the stuff off. So I'm gonna take the bell pepper. I'm gonna take the stuff that I'm gonna put in almost at the same time. I'm gonna take the ginger. I'm gonna take this thyme. I need room for my onion. So let me chop this thing up. Move it to the side. Move my habanero to the side. My dogs are making a ruckus out there. Somebody's out there or something is out there. Okay. That's almost a whole tomato right there, not more. It's fine though, it's perfectly fine. That looks good to me. That looks delish. And here's our onion. Trash bowl. Keep all the other stuff over here. Trash. Trash all goes together. We don't want a big mess when we finish. So, onion. Did another one come out? I'm paying more attention to the chicks than I am to the food. Distractions. Okay, I'm gonna do my tic-tac-toe. More than a tic-tac-toe, I'm doing slits diagonally against each other so I don't have to fight with this thing to get it into diced onion. It's another thing you don't want to see. You don't want to see anything in this curry. It's sort of like when you're making a roux. You don't want to see anything. Curry, all you want to see is orange and the coconut milk. Oh, I forgot. I need coconut milk. So I'll get that out of the pantry in a minute. That's important, Jamaica. You forgot an ingredient. You forgot to tell him. Good thing I was talking this thing through. It'd have been at the end, and y'all been like, why is this so creamy? Where did that come from? You need some coconut milk. Get a can of coconut milk out. Or grate a coconut, put a little bit of water in it, squeeze it out like my grandma used to do. I have never squeezed a coconut. And I don't think I ever want to. I used to watch my grandmother do it, sweating. She would be working it out, man. Then she would like, and take a breath and then go back and grind it up some more. It's like, why? She had a blender, but I guess she didn't want to break her blender, and it could have broken her blender. So I have all of this chopped up. I'm gonna go and get some. The coconut milk magically appeared. Put that to the side. So we've got all of our aromatics done. Time for us to go over to the stove. Okay, it's time to burn the curry. You get some oil. I got some grapeseed oil. Use what you have, vegetable oil, whatever. I'm not gonna put a lot of oil in there, but enough to coat the pan. All right. And I have my curry here. All right. I'm gonna get, how much chickpeas I have? I have a bunch of chickpea there. A pound. I did a whole pound of chickpeas. So there's my spoons. So I'm waiting for this thing to go high, and I want it to get hot, and then we're gonna burn our curry. All right, so our oil is hot. We're burning our curry, right? I'm gonna take a tablespoon and a half. And we're gonna burn, baby, burn. Gonna burn our curry. Important step here. Take note. Not gonna wait until it burn, but we want to burn that puffy taste off of it. Is a powdery taste that curry has, and it gets darker when it burns. So the color is going to change from a bright yellow to a deep yellow. I'm gonna put my onion in before it gets too bad. And I don't know where I put my knife. I'm going to sear that off. Turn this down. I have it on high. I need to put it on medium. Get all this onion up. I need all the onion I can have. The last thing you want is for your curry to be sweet. So the coconut milk will make it sweet. The onion is what brings it down. Now I'm going to put my tomato in there. Go ahead and put your thyme in. And your garlic. And your habanero, or your Scotch bonnet if you have Scotch bonnet, or whatever pepper you can get. Preferably Scotch bonnet. This is a West Indian dish, and that's what they usually cook with, Scotch bonnet. But habanero is close. So we're going to mix all of that together. Turn this back on. Turn the flame off. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right. So, let's shake my can up. Put your scallion, otherwise known as green onion, in. Mix that together. I'm gonna open our milk. I could always find the good can opener, because I don't want the good one. I want the old one. See that? It slipped. Pour it in. Into the trash it goes. Mix it together. Right. Now you got all your curry, you got all of your mixture in. Now I'm gonna get some of these chickpeas. Am I gonna do the whole pound? Because it's probably 2 pounds now. It's the equivalent of 2 to 4 cans. So I think I'm only gonna use half. So I'll use 16 ounces, which equals 2 cups. That on there. Zero it out. Ounces. Okay, I got 1 pound, 0.3 ounces. That's what I want. Maybe I should do the whole thing. Yeah, I'll do the whole thing. 2 pounds of peas. 1 pound of peas turns into 2 pounds of chickpeas if you boil the whole bag of chickpeas. Let me get this out of the way. Onto the trash. Now we need to get some salt and pepper. See that right there? You're mixing that together. Chickpeas are al dente. They aren't completely done. Let's see. see, salt and pepper. This is to taste. So, I'm just gonna shake some pepper in there. What I think is enough. That's good. And then salt, I'm gonna put it in the palm of my hand because I don't trust this salt. That's about a half a tablespoon right there. Mix that together. We're going to bring this up and bring it to a boil. And see what it tastes like. I might have to put some more curry in here. It's fine. It's fine. I want it darker than that, but it'll be fine. Curry. Curry is made up of turmeric, and I don't know what else they put in. Oh, it says turmeric, coriander, garlic, fennel, salt, cumin, chili, and fenugreek. Curry is not by itself. It's made up of different stuff. So when you buy curry, you're not buying an actual plant that you get. Turmeric is the main ingredient, which is what turns it this color. Coriander, garlic, fennel, salt, cumin, chili, and fenugreek is also in here. So, FYI, I didn't know that for years and years. I thought it was something, it was a one ingredient spice. It's not. It's like seasoned salt. So, let's see. Let me do a taste. Drip it in my hand. That's good. It is spicy though, but that's fine. Let me put a little, no, I'm not gonna put any more salt in. I'm gonna let this boil down. Let me get a lid. Do it like that. And now we need to go ahead and do our roti. Now, this is the first time making roti, but it don't look like it's hard. It's the same ingredients as a fried dumpling or a regular dumpling, except you roll it out and you make it flaky like a pie crust, but I'll show you. Okay, and for the roti, we're gonna need 2 cups of flour. And this one cannot fit in there, so I'm gonna use six little 1/3 cups. So just 2 cups of flour. Oh man, come on now. Here we go. 5 and one more. One more, sweetie. Give me one more. I don't want to have to go into the big bucket. It's just give me a half. I'm going to go and get another half out of here. You're going to give me what I need tonight. I am not going into the 5-gallon bucket. Okay, that's about 2 cups of flour right there. Close that up, move it out the way. Take this, because we don't need this anymore, and put it in the sink. All right, so we need some salt. I'm gonna use a half a teaspoon of salt. Here we are. Baking powder. We're gonna do a heaping teaspoon of baking powder. Look at that. Heaping teaspoon of baking powder. Now all we need is warm water. Let me go and get some from the sink. I'll turn on the hot water. Now we probably won't need all of this water. So I'm gonna use it a little bit at a time. And I'm gonna start off with the spoon, but I'm not gonna end with the spoon. I'm gonna end with my hand. Get this out of the way. So you see that? You know, thinking back, I've made this. I used to make this all the time. It's funny how, I just called it flatbread though. I used the same recipe, the same dumpling recipe that I'm using right now, and I just made it flat. I had this little girl when I was stationed in Kansas. Well, it was a lady who was staying with me. Her daughter would not eat. Her daughter was so skinny. She was a baby too. She was like 2 or 3 years old. And I remember the lady came home one day from work because the kids were there before the mom came home. Well, the mom had to go somewhere, I guess. And I told her I'd watch the kids. And I made some curry chicken and some flatbread. Basically the same dumpling mix that I had rolled out. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't double it over, which is what I'm going to do tonight. And that little girl ate it, and her mom came home, and her mom was so happy. She was like, "You got her to eat?" Because the kid was very picky. Apparently, the kid liked West Indian food, though. But she ate that. She was sitting in front of the TV with her little plate, her and her sister. And she ate it, no problem. She finished her food, as a matter of fact. Her mom was amazed. I was like, she just doesn't like American food, probably. She likes stuff with flavor. I didn't say that to the mother, but that's what I was thinking. She was like, "You got her to eat? What is that?" I told her it's curry chicken with some, it had everything in it. The regular stuff with curry chicken, potato, and some flatbread, and the kid ate it. So it's good. Kids have sensitive taste buds, but apparently that little kid liked spicy food. Most kids, you know, their taste buds are delicate. But I remember as a kid, I was raised by Jamaicans, but we always, when we smelled the curry burning, oh, we were some happy kids. We knew what grandma was making. My grandma could throw down. And she was quick too. She just bam, 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 bam. And it'd be over. She'd be out of that kitchen within 30 minutes to an hour. Some of the stuff she did, she used to pre-make stuff though. Like on the weekend. She'd pre-make a lot of stuff, cut up her vegetables and freeze them, which I do that too. You see, I just pulled some bell pepper out of there. It was already cut up. She'd already have stuff already cut up and frozen in her in a bag or something, because they didn't have Ziploc bags back then. She used to just use a bag. And bowls. She used like the Tupperware bowls. And she would just get her frozen stuff out of there, and she'd be out of that kitchen in no time. And everything, I only remember one time we didn't like the food. One time out of years and years, and she decided to put some sugar in the spaghetti sauce, and she put too much sugar in there. We didn't like that one. But that was the only time we ever didn't want to eat our food. As a matter of fact, she had to stop us. She'd have to share out our plates. And a lot of Jamaican families do that. They don't let the kids share out their own plate. They share out the plate for everybody. They tell you what you're going to eat because they don't want you to waste their food. And there was never any seconds left. Everybody would yam down the food and be looking for more, And you couldn't eat anymore, but it was so good that you was ready to kill yourself trying to eat another one. Trying to eat another plate. And she would tell us, "No, you had enough. Now go and play. Go outside and play." So that's done, right? We're going to let this rest for about 20 minutes, and I'll be right back. Make sure you cover it. Okay, our dough has rested for about 20 minutes. Actually, a little bit over 20 minutes. Take some flour. Put it on the board. Spread it out. I'm going to take our dough. Knead it. Just a little bit, right? And then I'm gonna roll it out. Rolling it and stretching it. All right, we're gonna take a pastry cutter. My pastry cutter has seen better days. I'm gonna cut it into 6 pieces. Some of them are a little bit bigger than others, so I'm gonna borrow from the big ones and give to the smaller ones. Make everything somewhat even. Okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna roll it into a ball, right? Trying to feel them to see who's being cheated. Okay, roll this one into a ball. And y'all know how to do the dumplings, right? Just bend them over until you get a nice little neat ball. The rough end is on the bottom. Smash it down. And let me get my rolling pin. Now normally I would put butter on this, but because it's a vegan, it's what is it, Meatless Mondays, we're not gonna use butter. That's animal fat, so I'm gonna use some EVOO extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna roll this thing out. Now, there's another thing that the Trinidadians make. It's called a double. And they use this little bread and they put the chickpeas in there and they use it for breakfast. So it's like a small roti that it isn't as flaky. It's just, oh, come on, Jamaica. It isn't as flaky, but it's about the size of this right here. And they fill it with chickpea or potato, and they call it, as I said, they call it a double. A lot of people used to order them. They were like $1 in New York for a double. I don't know how much they are now. That was years ago. It may be still the same price. Who knows? I haven't been to a Trinidadian or a roti shop in a long, long time. So I got this rolled out, right? Take some olive oil. And we're gonna spray it. Meatless Mondays, right? So take a knife, cut it. We're gonna roll it on each other. See that? All right. See, I roll that like a triangle, and then I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna double it over. That's one done. Next one. Roll it out. Put it in a ball. Flat it down. Roll it out to a circle without dropping it on the floor, Jamaica. Oh boy, I've been drinking some tea. That's not necessarily healthy, but it keeps your blood sugar up because the tea has sugar in it. You know, I've discovered that I like tea without sugar. I put a jug outside, since it's so hot out here in Texas, with some tea bags in it and some water. And I'll let it sit outside all day, and it turns really, really dark. And when I bring it back in, I said, well, you know what? Let me try it without some sugar, without sugar in it. And it was good. It was good. Doesn't taste the same. Sun tea does not taste the same as the stuff that you do on the stove. It takes longer, but it's worth it. So you stretch this out and try to make it into a circle because my rolling pin ain't doing me right. The rolling pin is acting up, giving me the blues. Might have to get some more flour. Okay, so I'm gonna take my EVOEO extra virgin olive oil or regular olive oil. Meatless Mondays, no butter, right? Spray that, cut it, and roll it on itself like a pizza. See how I'm rolling it? There we are. Into like a little pizza slice. And then I'm gonna double it down. Pinch it under, just like a dumpling. Pinch it under until you get a ball. There we are. Rough side down. On to the next one. Roll it out. Roll out. And I'm gonna roll this one out. Try to make it into a circle this time. You hear anything in the background, I had to do laundry. Laundry room is just outside of the kitchen. So if you hear or if you hear chirps, that's the juvenile delinquent chicks that I just hatched. I'm waiting for them to dry out before I put them in the brooder. Then I gotta move the little ones that I have in there out. I gotta stop hatching these chicks. That's what I need to do. Stop it. Stop it. All right, spray it with some EVOO olive oil. All right, I'm gonna slice it and fold it onto itself like a pizza dough. Then take that and pinch it under. Make it into a nice little ball. Ugly side down. You never believe that Miss Jamaica has never made roti before. I made dumplings and I've made other things. Some of this stuff is interchangeable. Once you get the gist of what flavor profiles that you have to use, now bread is easy. Bread, you know, well, according to me, is easy. But once you get the flavor profile for a certain country, you got it. And some of the flavor profiles are very similar. Garlic, onion, tomato. Well, tomato normally is. Garlic and onion are cross-cultural though. A lot of culture use them. A lot. Most. All right, so we got that done, right? And we're gonna spray it just like we sprayed the other one. And don't be cheap with the spray either. Make sure you get it nice and yellow. Cut it. Cut it till you know it's cut. Roll it on each other. It doesn't have to be perfect. And pinch it under like a dumpling. This one had too much EVOO. I went overboard. My hands are greasy. Next one. Roll it out. Trying to avoid getting some more flour, but I think I'm gonna have to. This is getting caught on this thing. Spray it with olive oil. Cut it. Flap it on itself. Right, pinch it under. Pinch it under until you get a nice little ball on top. Keep on pinching. You want all that oil and the layers to be intertwined into this ball. Okay, next one, I'm gonna roll it. Spray it. Cut it. I'll cut it. See how I'm cutting it almost to the center? That's what you want to do. And then you want to flap it, roll it on each other. Make it into a little pizza pie, pizza slice. And then pinch it down. We're still trying to keep the layers in there. Okay. And there we go. That's done. Let me get a pan and I'll be back with you. Okay, so I have a pan right there that's heated up, and I'm gonna put some grapeseed oil in there. Just to coat the pan. Just to coat the bottom of the pan. You turn this down, it's too high. We're gonna take our first roti. I covered the rest of them with the tin so they wouldn't dry out. And I'm gonna press it down, and we're gonna roll this thing out into a circle. Get some flour. My roti is gonna look kind of like a double. Double is small. But, hey, this is my first attempt at making roti. Usually I just make a ball and roll it out and throw it in the pan and call it flatbread. So let's see if it makes a difference doing the technique that I recently learned. Okay. So when this roti hit the pan, it's supposed to bubble up like a tortilla. Kind of like a flour tortilla, except flakier. And roti, you don't have to have them circular. It's supposed to be circular, but you know, beginners. If I get it into a circle, believe me, it's for beginner's luck. Let me take you over to the pan. Rustically. My pan hot, probably too hot. Put that in there. I have it on 2 now. I'm gonna watch this thing bubble up. See the bubbles forming? See how it's bubbling up? Let me check the bottom. And our chickpeas are just on 2. I'm gonna put it on low because they're done. See how it's bubbling up? I'm just checking to see. Just like when you go to the Indian, and what do they call it in an Indian place? I don't think it's called roti, I forget. Same thing. Same bread, basically. Flip it over one more time. I want to get those chars on it. While this thing is charring, I'm going to go and roll out another one. So this one's done. I got a lid over here for a pan. Let me wipe it off. And I don't want the roti to get hard, so I'm gonna leave it there. Next one. Rolling it out. All the rest of them are under this tin. Don't want them to dry out. Get some more flour. There. Flip it over. All right, that's another one done. Fire. Could have made that one bigger, but that's a baby. That's a double. No one said I was perfect. Or maybe I did. Next time I'll make it bigger. But this is fine. This is double size though. Turn it up a little bit. I got some habanero on my hand. I can feel it, feel it, feel it. Pour some water in my chickpeas because they are drying out. Just a tip. See how it's bubbling? Flip it over. I have it on 5, medium. Look at that. It's bubbling up. It's bubbling up. I wish you could see. Look at that. See that? That's the air pocket. I know it's gonna be delicious, delicious, delicious. I don't know if I need to do the flip method because I've made these before without having to do that. But we'll see if it's flakier. Because that's what they're, you know, roti is flaky. It is flaky. So we'll see if it made any difference. I'm gonna take a little bit more. And roti, you take it and you fold it like this. These are mini rotis, so forgive me. You fold it. And some people take it and they rub it together and make it flake more, make it more pliable. But basically, you take it and you'll get a roti. It'll be way bigger than this, but this is how you'll see it. That's how they pull it out of the drawer at the Trini shop. So that one is done. Cover it with a lid. And I'll be back once I get them all done, okay? And I'm down to the last one. I gotta clean this pan. Gotta clean this pan. Oh, I remember what the word is. Naan. Similar to naan. It might be the West Indian version of naan because they're very, very close. Roti and naan are very close. Let me show you something that I was doing with them. When I get them off and they're warm, they're, you know, they're not, I kind of flake them up. They're kind of hot. This one is hot, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it up and then I'm going to put it into its triangle And I'm basically making it steam. They're all nice and fluffy in this bag. They're not dry. Do not let them dry out. Okay, so let's go back over to the chickpeas because I've been babysitting those for a while. Why I'm looking crazy? I got my eyes all open like a crackhead. So let's go over to the other side. And we're on the other side. There's our chickpeas. I've been putting water in them little by little. That's what I was doing when y'all saw me get in this jar. I was putting extra water in it because I didn't want them to dry out. We need to pull our thyme out. All of the time, take it and discard it. It's done its job. Now, if you use dry thyme, remember, first of all, you're not going to have to pull it out unless you have the stems. And second of all, you're going to use way less because dry thyme is stronger. When you dry a herb out, it becomes stronger in flavor. So you use less thyme. I'm just trying to get it all out. There they are, another one. Move it around so I can see the sticks. Try to get all of them out. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I think it is. I know it is. So that is our chickpeas. That is our curry chickpeas. Let's get ready to plate. Yay! I finally get to eat. I finally get to eat something. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that delicious looking? Okay. Let's see what it tastes like. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna get some naan. Excuse me. I'm getting some roti. Now I'm stuck with the naan in my head. Look at that. It did flake. It did. It did. It flaked. Look at that. It's good. But it's not like the roti I'm used to from the roti shop. So I'm going to have to go and steal their recipe when I go back home. So here we go. That is good. That is really good. I'm starting to love Meatless Mondays. It's really good. Man, this might be better than curry chicken. Nah, nothing's better than curry chicken. But this is like neck and neck. This one, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's very good. If you don't like habaneros, if you don't like Scotch bonnet, or you don't like hot food, either do not cut the, my birds are making a lot of noise, they're distracting me. Do not cut the Scotch bonnet, just leave it whole. Or if you could take a little bit of heat, take the seeds out of the pepper and cut it in half. Don't chop it up, because the more you chop it, the more infused it's gonna be. I can feel heat on my tongue, but I like hot food. This is good. The curry is not overpowering. It's there though. This is number one. Meatless Mondays. I got another dupe. Another one for you guys. You spicy people out there who like curry. Some people don't like curry. I love curry. If you like curry chicken, you're going to like this. Do it for Meatless Mondays. Very good. I can't say number one so many times, but it is. So, this is Jamaica 5288. I'm going to finish eating my dinner. And I thank you guys for being with me. Remember to take care of yourself and take care of your family. And by doing that, practice good health. Make stuff yourself from scratch. To include, you know, maybe soaking your own beans and boiling them for an hour the next day. Just saying, you don't have to. This is Jamerica 5288. I thank you for being with me, and you all stay blessed. Bye. Look at the flakiness. This is very good. The whole dish. I can't say enough about it. Here I am.